Good day, ma'ams and sirs, and welcome to an abbreviated episode of the Number 9 with Tommy podcast. We're going to try and keep this episode a little shorter than the norm. Tommy's got to go to bed early and watch a little golden shower porn. I, on the other hand, will be working on my new taxidermy hobby. Tonight I'm stuffing a squirrel, and what I'll be pretending is his tax attorney's mommy. Yes, my fantasy land is a little more in-depth than you'd expect, but the truth is I'm just going to leave dead animals on Tommy's porch and Tommy's deck. Enough about what Miss Elizabeth's father would call roadkill. Tommy fucking Washington, what's up? We got a show to kill.
Roadkill is the name of the episode. Write that down.
Bro, he calls it a chainsaw. It's so fucking funny. I love this man. He's so fucking funny when he talks.
Chainsaw.
Chainsaw is one of my favorite fucking things. What's funny is I hate when people call it a cabinet. Like it's a cabinet, bro. Don't pronounce the I. That's weird.
But when he says it, it's hilarious.
It's fucking hysterical, dude.
All right. So Pat, we're gonna do probably a shorter show today, only because I feel like dog shit. I don't know what's going on.
Understood.
I haven't.
So it's not about the golden shower porn that you need to go watch.
No, if anything, I'm gonna leave this show. Erica made pulled pork, so I'm gonna go make a pulled pork sandwich, and I'm gonna watch a couple episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine as soon as I get this done.
Nice.
We're getting near the end of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. We're in season 5 now, almost near the end of season 5. So, yeah. But Pat, when we got together here, I said I'm gonna start the show off with a fucking bang, right? And it might be just a whole episode of me ranting and raving. Remember that?
I'm prepared for this. I do remember. It was like 4 minutes ago. So it's remarkable, actually, that I do remember.
So, I texted you earlier today. I said, "Hey, don't over and do the show tonight. I kind of feel like shit." And you said, "Let me, just keep you posted, whatever." I talked to you later on. I said, "Hey, we're probably good to go. I'm feeling all right." I got home. You texted me. You said, "What do you think?" I said, 50-50. I can go either way. And then I said, "You know what? Fuck it. Let's do it. I'll make a big old cup of tea," which I do have. My wife made it for me because, well, I thought she was an angel. And so I come down.
So far, it does seem like she's an angel.
Yeah, so she makes me my cup of tea. We have a quick conversation. And then I come down to where the pod room is, aka the man cave. And there is literally piss and shit everywhere in my fucking basement. And
I hope this was the dogs, not your wife.
No, it was the dogs. But when I got home from work, the dogs were out. Nobody was home. And the basement door was unlocked. Well, like, open. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the first thing I thought to myself was, I bet you these dogs fucking pissed downstairs. But I had a poopy time, so I just went upstairs and pooped and never put much more thought into it. However, when I did come downstairs, I did tell my wife, like, "Hey, our retarded son left the basement door open again. No matter how many times I tell him to make sure he shuts the door, because the dogs will just come and go as they please. And if they're not monitored while they're down here, they will piss. That's what they do. They're dogs."
Clearly.
So I am fucking heated that I don't feel good. And Pat, I'm not joking you. At the bottom of the stairs, puddle of piss. When you turn into the man cave, puddle of piss right next to my chair. Come into the pod room, pile of shit on the carpet, piss on the corner of the carpet.
Nice.
They pissed.
That's a score.
Fucking everywhere. So that's what I got to do before I got ready for the show, was clean all that bullshit up, because my kid doesn't know how to latch a fucking door. I'm not happy.
Have you considered putting the dogs down?
No. So who do you think my first phone call was to when all this happened?
I'm going to guess your son.
No, my wife. Because she was leaving to go get my son, and he's out with his friends tonight. So I didn't want to text him and say, "You're fucking dead when you get here." So I called my wife and I said, "How long were you gone when nobody was home? Like when you came home from work to when you went and dropped Colin off, how long were you gone?" She said 45 minutes. And I said, "Okay, between you and the kid, I'm going to fucking kill somebody, because we didn't fucking close the door, and we didn't put the dogs in their crate, and now I'm stuck here picking up piss and shit all over the place because you guys couldn't do one or two simple tasks. Here's one better for you.
Okay.
You don't have to latch the door if you put the dogs in the crates.
That's true.
Or if you latch the doors, most likely they're not going to piss in the house.
Okay.
You know what I mean? One of two of the things needed to get done, and neither of them get done. It's like our philosophy at work, Pat. When one of us fails, we all fail. You know what I mean? It's like all the things that we put in place to prevent problems from happening. If one person doesn't do it, it seems like nobody else along the line did it. So it's all just a complete fuckery, which is my life.
You seem pretty upset about this.
I'm not, you know, I probably wouldn't be as upset. I would still be upset, let's be real, I'm me. And I understand that about me. But I wouldn't be as upset if I wasn't feeling like shit and got
Right.
put into this situation. Don't get me wrong, I'd still be pissed. Like, I'm not naive in understanding who I am and how I am. You know what I mean?
I get you. But you wouldn't be filled with murderous venom. I get you.
I might still be filled with murderous venom. That might be true. You know what, man? It might have nothing to do with me feeling under the weather. I don't want to say sick.
Because if you full circle.
Because if you say that you're sick, you automatically have COVID. And
COVID.
You know what I mean? So I'm feeling under the weather. Yeah, let's be real. I am who I am. I'd probably be just as pissed, but I'm using this as an excuse to be pissed.
Okay.
Pat, you want to know what I'm not pissed about?
Some bets that you made over the weekend?
Dude. Me and fucking RP Griff have been hitting some bangers, bro. So you ready for this? I've hit 1, 2, 3, 4 out of my last. We'll go back to the February 16th. What was that? That was a week ago today, right? The 16th. Yep. So in the last week, I've hit, let's see, 1, 2. This one was placed on the 16th. This one was placed on the 16th. Oh, I remember all those big parlays I had? None of those hit.
I figured as much.
Yeah. Well, they weren't even that big, but remember I had those like under overs, all that crazy bullshit. The Chicago Bulls one, I'm looking at this one now. It was, remember the Chicago Bills? Plus 3.5.
I sure did.
Plus I had them at -6, but I had to be under 233 went over, so I missed that one. But I took the Rockets at 9.5. I won that one. So 1, 2. I took the Nuggets plus 7.5. I hit that one. That was $110. 3. So I'm two out of 4 right now. 5, 6. 2 out of 6, 7. I hit this one. I hit this one on the 18th. I don't know what day that was. But that was a nice little hit. So I'm 3 out of 8. And then on Sunday for the All-Star game, remember I told you I was going to do this bet? Giannis over 25.5, Steph Curry over 19.5, all those. I fucking hit that, baby. Bam, won $1,000.
Nice.
Well, I won $950. And then last night I hit a fucking double. I hit a 4-leg parlay. Ohio minus 60.5, Tennessee money line. This is all college basketball. Iowa money line and Arkansas money line. $25 bet won $140. And then Texas Tech to win by 10 and Kansas City to win by 10. $25 bet won $90. So I did, however, I think it was Monday it must have been Monday night. I just logged in for Ha-Ha's and I saw that they had, like, you could do a parlay for halftime, like who's winning at the half. And both these teams were favored. They were both up when I placed the bet. There's like 2 minutes left in each half. Baylor, first time winner, minus 122. Alabama State, first half winner, minus 134. I parlayed those together. I put $100 on it. Would have paid out like 300. And they were both leading when I placed the bet. They both did not win going into halftime.
That's fucking funny as shit.
Yeah, so we got a couple more ones going tonight. Now, mind you, I know nothing about college basketball. I do not watch it. I don't know anything about it. But I take the advice of my boy Griff, who does. And I got three parlays going tonight. They're looking okay. I feel like I'm gonna get screwed at least out of one of them. But as long as one of them hits, it covers all my bets for that. I think I got like $50 totals in bets, and my smallest win will be 165. But a couple of these, if they hit, woo-wee, one's 700, one's 400. Looking good.
That is looking good.
Yeah, pretty excited about it. I hope I hit it. Bring my FanDuel account to the positive instead of the negative.
I think that's a great look.
Well, so see, here's the thing, right? My FanDuel account shows that I'm negative. It's like $450 or something.
Yeah.
But because of all the money that I won on Sugar House and the championship weekend, I'm still up. Like I'm up 1,500 on that one, so I'm still up like $1,000 total.
You said 1,000?
Yeah, total.
Well, you can't really complain. I mean, you're thoroughly enjoying yourself, and at worst breaking even, which you're doing better than that. But if you could enjoy yourself for free, there's no fucking downside here.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not losing tons of money. I think it's funny that with this app, it tracks literally. So like, it has the casino part of it, and it tracks every little. Every time you pull a slot, it tracks that as money spent, and then the win goes into your win column, right? So, I think we did this once before. My total spent. You sitting down for this? Now, mind you, we didn't get started doing this until like October, right? So from October till now, so we're like 6 months, a little bit less. $40,166.42 are my bets.
That's fucking insane.
My winnings are $39,719.53.
That's like the thing at the casino that's like the running total of how much money they've paid out that day. But it does not have how much money they brought in that day.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what it is. It's the same type of calculator. Because you walk in, it says that they've paid out like fucking $33 million or something like that.
And that day. It doesn't mention that they've made $100 million.
Or that, they've paid out $33 million, but the total bets placed was $100 million. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
Trickery there. But anyway, so that's my little rant. I guess it didn't last as long as I wanted it to or thought it would. As you can hear, the devil people are home now, so. You want to do memes?
Let's do it.
All right. This is fucked up.
This first meme says, my Filipino friends invited me over for dinner. What it is a full, like a rotisserie hog on the table, and it's surrounded by, I'm going to say fried chicken, maybe, what are those fucking things that you eat out of the bag? Pork rinds. Maybe it's pork rinds.
Oh, maybe. Well, there's a whole thing of chicken wings in the back there.
Yeah, there's some chicken wings. There's some dipping sauces. But then the comment. So again, this is a full fucking pig on the table. I mean, head, everything.
It's awesome.
And the fucking comment under it says, "This looks like me trying to seduce my wife after the kids go to bed."
Classic.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Classic.
This next one says, that wake and bake had me studying this way longer than I should have.
Pat, I've looked at this for a significant amount of time. I still cannot figure out what the fuck it is.
It says, I thought this was a naked, curly-haired woman living her best life. What, Tom? That is somebody holding their hand out, and it's like a hairy sponge thing on top of their palm.
Oh, shit. Yep. Motherfucker. As soon as you said it
looks like a naked chick facing away from the camera.
Yeah, but it's worse than that, Pat. It looks like they have something wrong with their arms.
Oh, yeah, it does. It looks like they're a double amputee. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah. That's what I was looking at. I was like, what the fuck's up with this person, dude? Or is that like some kind of weird baby or midget or something? I was... Or little person. I'm sorry I said midget.
This next one, obviously just for me, I don't give a fuck how anybody feels about it. Every day this week and through the end of the month will be a palindrome date. Yesterday was 2/22/22. Today is 2/2/3/22. Tomorrow is 22422. Just palindromes all fucking month for the rest of the month. I'm super excited about it.
I already changed that slide pad. Nobody gives a fuck.
I do.
You're an
Tom,
idiot.
this one says, I saw an ad for burial plots, and I thought, that's the last thing I need.
I don't get it.
Really? Because
Oh, I get it.
the
It's
last thing you're going to need is a burial plot.
you
fucking killed me when I saw it.
fucking dad jokes over here. Fucking dad jokes. You are a fucking idiot.
I'm gonna own that joke for so long. I'm gonna tell everybody about it.
You're a fucking idiot. 100%. Maybe that should be the name of the show. Pat's a fucking idiot. What do we got here? Like 3 stories to bang through?
Yeah, we got 3 or 4 news stories. 3, I think.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I just got I don't know if you heard that in your headset, but it's time to hear from Anchor.fm. And after that, we'll start your 3-finger news.
Our affiliates over at Anchor.m want us to share their love.
Anchor.fm, Pat.
That's what I said.
You said Anchor.m.
What?
What?
Like I missed a letter?
Yeah, you said Anchor.m.
I would never disparage the good goddamn name of the folks over at Anchor.fm.
All right, I'm just making sure. So, Pat, before we start this next thing with the news stories, did you happen? I know that you don't follow like sports every day, and you're probably not getting alerts on your phone like I am. But did you see this thing that came out Monday night that Aaron Rodgers posted and caused this big, huge thing? And then he was going on the Pat McAfee show Tuesday, and Pat McAfee had over 100,000 people watching the show on YouTube because they thought that Aaron Rodgers was going to announce that he was leaving.
I didn't see the Pat McAfee portion of it. I did read what Rodgers said or wrote or whatever, and I saw a bunch of obviously speculative responses about whether or not he was done. Basically, he thanked his current and former teammates.
Yeah, and thanked him for a great year and thanked his man, I listened to his interview or his time on the Pat McAfee show because I always do. He has a weird relationship with that girl that he just broke up with. And it like the way he talks about it, it's almost like they're still together. And I understand that they broke up and it was there's a fancy word for this, but they're still on good terms.
Amicable.
There you go. That's what I was gonna say. I don't know how to say that. So amicable.
Yep.
And they're still on good terms and everything, and they're still friends, and it was no hard feelings. But he literally talks like they're still together and, you know, madly in love, and I'm sure they are. But it was a great interview. I actually, not that I want you guys to listen to any other shows, but if there is any show that you're going to listen to, I would recommend listening to the Pat McAfee show, but also listen to that Aaron Rodgers interview, which he does every Tuesday on the Pat McAfee show. Very good interview. He starts out by saying, I am just going to put this disclaimer out right now that there will be no breaking news on this show today. And Pat nearly had a fucking meltdown.
The show went from 100,000 to 20,000 people instantly.
He actually, because I check it every once in a while, he averages like 35,000 people a day watching him on YouTube.
That's outrageous.
And never mind the people that are listening on Sirius. You know what I mean? So
right, or the people who aren't listening to it live, but they watch it the next day.
Yeah, I mean, I would say his YouTube stuff it's almost a little bit better because you get more content out of it, and you get to see like what they're doing. Usually, you get to see what they're doing during the commercial breaks, and their shows. I would say 99 times out of 100 go longer than the 3 hours that they're on Sirius. So you get to get all like if they're in the middle of an interview, they don't stop the interview. He'll be mid-sentence on Sirius, and it just fucking cuts to a commercial, and it starts the next show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is, but I love it.
Stern had this big following of people who loved his radio show, but you could watch his show. I can't remember what the cable company was.
It was on E. He was on E.
What?
He was on E.
Wasn't there somewhere you could watch it unedited?
I think before they changed the laws, you used to be able to watch it after midnight. I think it went on at midnight on E, and you could watch it on it unedited.
Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. But I mean, obviously the show was always fantastic. But the idea of them like throwing baloney at stripper asses, that's just something you need to see at some point in your life.
Is
You
it?
can't just take their word for it. And nobody can really describe the Sibian until you watch a girl ride on the Sibian the first time. You're like, holy fuck, this thing's serious.
Well, I like I want to say, like, I never got into the Howard Stern stuff. I do like some of his interviews and stuff like that, but I've never been like super into it.
The nice part about interview shows and the fact that the reason I love doing interviews with different people on this show is that you don't have to love the show. You just have to love the interview. And
Yeah.
it's not always the person you think. I could watch, like I really like Matt Damon, but his interview might flop. And then I watch some fucking Iggy Azalea interview and she might have some crazy shit that she's talking about. I'm like, holy fuck, I didn't even realize this is going to be good. So it's the reason like Letterman and Leno and Conan can do so well because their fucking guests are the real star of the show.
Speaking of that, I watched a thing today about Matt Damon. He was, I guess, or not Matt Damon,
Matt Damon.
Ben Affleck. Damon picked his top 5 favorite Ben Affleck movies, and Ben like reacted to him.
Yeah.
Did you know that Ben Affleck is a recovering alcoholic?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Again, I'm not into.
I'm pretty sure that's why him and J-Lo broke it off the first time.
Oh well, here they are now. They're back in the saddle, going to the Super Bowl. And shit
Bennifer
together.
back in action.
Who gives a fuck, dude? The fact that you are so entwined in what famous people are doing is wild to me.
The only reason I know that Bennifer is back in action is because they were at the Super Bowl, bro.
What are you talking about? We covered it on the show. You put
Was it a meme?
I think so.
Oh, there you go. I fucking look for memes for the show. You act like I have some fucking Access Hollywood app on my phone. Bro, the only information I get is off of Instagram or Facebook. I just got a fucking message on Facebook that was 4 weeks old. That's how often I go on Facebook.
All right. Let's
I do keyword search on Google for images. Like I'll Google image search like, I don't know, like funny Valentine's Day meme. You know what I mean?
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong?
Great game.
It is a great game.
You ready to do these stories?
Fuck yeah.
Let's do it.
First story, Kyle Rittenhouse announces a new project to hold the media accountable. Tom,
Sounds
in
to
a
me
country
like, it sounds to me like
What's
he's
that?
been listening to Number 9 with Tommy podcast.
Yeah, right? This motherfucker's biting our style. In a country where you are innocent until proven guilty, Kyle Rittenhouse is perfect proof that that is not a fucking fact. And a big contributor to that problem is the fucking media saying whatever the fuck they want to say. Jesus, man, you get pulled over for a speeding ticket and it makes it into a police blotter before you have your day in court. Why the fuck are we spreading this news, these fucking lies sometimes, when this person hasn't had the chance to defend themselves? You think it's important news, like it's newsworthy information that somebody got stopped by a police officer for going 10 miles an hour over the speed limit, or that somebody got accused of a crime that never took place, or that they falsely arrested the wrong person and there was a different person who was guilty? None of that's newsworthy. The news is when the verdict comes in, or when the ticket is paid, or when the fine is considered a valid fine. And Rittenhouse is a perfect example of this. For over a year, media outlets ripped this fucking kid to shreds, and they called him a white supremacist. They said all kinds of fucking nasty things about him. And now this kid has his fucking day. And this is exactly what we needed as a country to counteract the media. We needed an example that everyone was familiar with, that everyone could point at and say, that's why. This is fucking why. Because there's a bunch of people who aren't legal experts who are saying he broke the law. There's a bunch of people who don't know him who are saying he's a white supremacist. There are a bunch of people who are misreporting bad information, and it had a very negative impact on this kid. Well, finally, the pendulum's going to swing the other way on this one. I hope this fucking thing takes off like a bat out of hell, and I hope that this changes laws for the better, and I hope it changes them fast and dramatically.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. But to be honest with you, I don't know if it's really gonna. Because at the end of the day, dude, it comes down to politics. And
Well, here's the thing, but it also comes down to money. The whole theory behind this is that this accountability project is going to sue media outlets for malicious misinformation. So every time you say something that's not true, that ends up being damaging to somebody, you're gonna fucking pay for it. And the media doesn't listen to anything except for dollars, right? So how do we control the media? How do we control the dishonest narrative? That's easy. We keep them honest, and we keep them honest in their paycheck. That's it.
I like it. I like it.
The
Not to
other
get
two stories, by the way, not nearly as serious as this one.
so you want to talk about a serious one real quick?
Yeah, sure.
I got a news update today. Now I did not read, or it was a ESPN update. I did not read the article, so you can't go out and quote me. I should probably shouldn't have brought it up, but it actually popped into my head because of this article. Colin Kaepernick is going to have part of his foundation or something that he's doing now is that his company or his thing will pay for a second autopsy to be done if your loved one or whoever was killed by a police officer, basically, which to me is wild. Not say, like, and I could see both sides of this coin 100%. I could see that you would want somebody else to do it so that you know that there's no foul play by the people in the government, but at the same time that goes both ways. You know what I mean? What happens when there's two conflicting autopsies, and now, which one do you believe? You know what I mean? I feel like this is gonna really shake some shit up and be wild. But again, it's all for
They're not going to run a second autopsy on somebody when they say, "Hey, this was not a righteous kill by a police officer. This was a dirty kill." Colin Kaepernick's organization is not going to show up to save the day on that one. The day's already over on that one.
Well, no, I
They're
understand
only going to
that.
run a second autopsy when a cop looks innocent.
Yeah, I understand that. But then what happens in that case, right? And just for instance, right? We'll use both scenarios. They say that it was a good kill, nothing wrong with it, blah 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 blah. They do the autopsy, now this Colin Kaepernick Foundation thing, and they come back and say, "Oh no, there was foul play." What do you do then? Or vice versa. You know what I mean? They say it wasn't. Well, you wouldn't do it the other way, but you get what I mean?
Right.
Like, what do you do then?
Well, so a perfect example, and again, this is why this plan could possibly work. It's because you need an example that everybody is familiar with, that everybody knows about, and you can point your finger at it and you can say, George Floyd. That's why. Because George Floyd's first autopsy said that it was all good, and the second autopsy said it was murder. And you don't need two examples. This is just like the fact that we still have the death penalty is crazy to me.
What?
Because so many people were proven innocent by DNA after they had already been killed on death row. So like that to me is the whole argument, because one person who was innocent was killed. The death penalty should be off the table permanently. I get that there's a counterpoint. I totally understand it. I'm not saying that those people are fucking insane. I'm saying you only need one example. George Floyd is your example. It's a big enough case. Enough people know about it. Enough people are familiar with it. It caused crazy amounts of headlines. So here we go. Now we have a thing, right? We're going to fight for this thing that we all know about. Everybody can relate to.
Now listen, I'm going to take you at your word because I did not follow the George Floyd case as closely as you did. But I don't.
Oh my God, you don't remember that?
I don't ever remember them coming out and saying that it was a clean kill at first. Never remember them saying that.
Yeah, man, I don't quote me on clean kill. The circumstances around the cause of death on the first one, I believe, was like he had a heart attack after he was on the ground, and then it came out. No, it was asphyxiation. It was something like that.
Well, I think that was speculation in the beginning until the autopsy did come back.
I'm almost positive on this. I know there were 2 autopsies, and I know the second one did not match the first one.
Again,
But this is
I'm not positive.
that's an example where you said, what do we do then? Well, then you have your day in court. That's why the legal system works the way it does. So now you can go to court and say, nah, that's fucking bullshit. Here's our expert who's done this for 55 years, opposing to your expert who works for the fucking police department and knows these guys personally. Our expert doesn't know any of these motherfuckers. He did a thorough job. This is what he found, and he's going to prove it with science instead of a backroom handshake deal. And I'm not saying that that's what happened in the George Floyd case. I'm saying we have something to go, this is why we do this.
Yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing with you. Well, I could just see it being an utter and complete shit show. But I see your point as well. Like, I'm not this, like, I see both sides of it. I really don't have an opinion on it. It's just when I saw it today and I was like, that's pretty interesting. We'll see how that goes.
I think it's great. Because what's the alternative? So an organization gets together that's government funded and they say from now on, if, specifically, I mean, predominantly the black community says that this was a racially motivated kill. Now the government's going to pay for a second autopsy. Well, that's the pendulum swinging, right? The way we always talk. That's not fair. Why aren't we doing it for white people? Now we don't have to have that argument. There's no conversation we had. The government's not involved. Colin Kaepernick's private organization will bear the burden of doing that second autopsy and absorb that cost. Perfect. Then everybody can shut the fuck up. What problem could you have with extra evidence?
Well, my problem with it is that he's only going to focus on one race. Most likely predominantly one race and not worry about any, like, to me, like, that's our biggest problem is that we focus on one or the other. We're not focusing on the whole group as well. I think we're getting off into a completely different fucking tirade, so I don't want to keep it going.
No, I do. Unfortunately, I agree with you. I think your thought is accurate that it's going to end up being a one-sided affair. But you know what? If Kaepernick's smart, or if his publicist is smart, or whoever's smart, they're going to go, hey, there were 100 police killings in this city this year, and we're going to investigate 10 of them. 10% of them were white people. 90% of them were black people. So we're going to do 9 black, 1 white. We're going to keep it fair across the board.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably not.
Do I think that will happen? No. Should it? Yes, absolutely.
My personal beliefs on Colin Kaepernick. That's for a different time and a different show.
But it's bigger than that. I just think that if you're going to fight injustice, you have to fight it with justice, not more injustice.
Well, that's the problem, is that most of the things that we do as a society is just trying to overcorrect instead of just right the wrong. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yep.
Anyway, different show, different topic, different thing. Let's get into these other stories.
Tom, a cross-country skier's frozen penis was somehow the least dramatic part of the 2022 Olympics.
I did not watch any of the Olympics. What's that? There's a guy's frozen penis?
Yep. Finnish cross-country skier Remi Lindholm suffered a frozen penis following his involvement in the men's 50-kilometer race during the final day of the Olympic Games. Harsh weather conditions resulted in the event being delayed by an hour and shortened to 30 kilometers, but that still didn't prevent Lindholm's very unfortunate injury. Lindholm was quoted via Finnish media saying, "You can guess which body part was a little bit frozen when I finished. It was one of the worst competitions I've been in. It was just about battling through." Do you think this guy was actually Finnish, or would you say he was Icelandic? Get it? Because he had a frozen penis.
That was a good one, Pat. I really need to get this cricket thing up and going.
For the record, your wife mailed that story in. Thank you, Miss Erica Washington. We love you. It's funny. I saw that article too, and I was like, man, I should do this. And then I went into the email, and it was there, and I was like, of course, Erica found it every fucking time. On the last story from my beautiful Miss Elizabeth, an ex-teacher who fed students semen-laced cupcakes was sentenced to 41 years in prison. Tom, go ahead and try to get that sip of tea down.
41 years, huh? And it was a chick. What?
Tom, if you pull up the actual article because the pictures didn't come over, you can guess how good looking the teacher was because every time a female teacher ends up in the fucking press, she's a fucking looker.
Where's the
A
article?
twisted Louisiana ex-teacher who admitted to giving her students cupcakes laced with her husband's sperm has been sentenced to 41 years in prison. Cynthia Perkins, if you're Googling, Tom, Cynthia Perkins was sentenced Friday after pleading guilty to second-degree rape, production of child pornography, and conspiracy of mingling harmful substances in Livingston. She has no possibility of parole for 40 years. She faced 72 charges of various sex crimes, 68 of which were dropped in her plea agreement. As part of the plea deal, she agreed to testify against her husband, Dennis Perkins, a former sheriff's deputy. Oh my God, it gets so much worse. Who is facing 150 criminal charges, many of which are also sex crimes. The former teacher was sentenced to 41 years after pleading guilty. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see. She filed for divorce from her husband following their arrests and alleged that Dennis had manipulated her into committing these crimes. Forced you to bring fucking cupcakes? Cupcakes. You brought cupcakes to school for the kids, you piece of shit.
So I'm just gonna throw this lady up on the show real quick.
Yeah.
Her mugshot. So here's the problem, right? Her mugshot.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's the wrong guy. That's the wrong guy. Oh boy, we're having a whole meltdown over here. I think it's this one. There you go. So she is like, her mugshot does not make her seem that good looking, but then when you go through and you see that's her husband, and now you see some of these pictures, you know who she kind of looks like is Sebastian Maniscalco's wife. She kind of looks like that. I bet you she's Jewish.
That first picture, her mugshot, looks like a casting couch porno fucking screenshot.
It's so bad. Yeah. She I mean, I'd bang her. Why not? But Erica
I probably wouldn't let her cook for me.
Yeah, right. That's crazy, huh?
I have so many questions. How much cum? Like, are you guys storing this and saving it up to make a batch of cupcakes? Is this like one shot? Was this like a spur of the moment thing? What child pornography are we talking about? What was the
Pat, I think we covered this story early on, didn't we?
production of child pornography and conspiracy of mingling harmful substances, which I assume is the cupcakes themselves. I don't really know. I don't remember covering this story. If we did, we probably left her name out because she hadn't been convicted at the time.
Oh, it says investigators later found nude photos of them with a mirror or with a minor. That's why.
Okay. I love that this girl gets arrested for 72 sex crimes. And the police are like, we will drop 68 of these crimes if you just give us your husband. And she's like, well, that's good because he's actually the one who did it all. I just fed them the cupcakes. But realistically, like, okay, also I produced the sperm with him. And you know what? He's not a really good baker. So I did that part. But everything else is on him. Like, come on, man. 40 years for fucking feeding cupcakes to unsuspecting children is about as fucking bad as it gets. They should just both be put in prison for the rest of their lives.
Well, more than likely they're going to be in there because, like, doing some quick math, right? They're arrested. She was
she'll get out at 77 at best.
No. So that's rerun. It's 2022. She has at least 2 years of time served, assuming she never made parole or she never got out on bail. So those 2 years would go in as time served. So she would really only have 38 years to the time that she can get out or qualify for her first year of parole, and she would be 74.
Okay, so she's not going to die in prison. I mean, she might not.
Yeah, she might not. I mean, but she might. I mean, that's still more than half her life that she's going to spend in prison at that point.
There's this fucking, like, there are two types of people that universally are hated in prison, and that's cops and kid touchers. And this dude is riding high on both of those horses going into jail. He is fucked, and I mean that in a non-metaphorical sense.
Yeah, he's not gonna He's not gonna make it. Erica said that you're welcome for the story, and she also commented and said that that story was disgusting. While I agree with her, you know what was disgusting? Walking down into my basement full of piss and shit.
Oh, here we
Thank
go with
you.
this shit again. No pun intended. Tom, here's the thing, and I don't think that the inmates are going to be that creative. I think they're going to beat the shit out of this guy. I think they're going to rape this guy. I think they're going to do awful things to this guy. And I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it. I'm just saying that's the route I think they would take. If I'm one of those inmates, I don't even fuck with this guy. I go, listen, all the homies are going to jizz in your lunch every fucking day. And you will eat every fucking bite of your lunch every fucking day. You'll be safe. No one's going to touch you, but you will eat shot after shot after shot of all of our fucking jizz every day.
So gross.
That seems like a good solution to me.
Yeah, it's still super gross, dude.
That dude puts on like 60 pounds of muscle in his first year from all that protein. He's just jacked as fuck.
That's so gross. The fact that you thought about that is fucking disgusting.
When I'm making the timeline, I got time to think.
All right, Pat. Well, good show. You thought that we were gonna lay a stinker, and the only stinker
That's
right
not
now.
true. I said, if you're gonna lay a stinker, let's not do it. If you're good, then let's do it.
So far, the only stinker I got going is my my 7-leg parlay. With Texas minus 9.5, they're down by 5, so they're fucked. They need to outscore the other team by at least another 15 points for me to win that bet. But other than that, everything
College basketball is the most unpredictable sport you got, buddy. It could happen.
I gotta tell you, other than that, man, I'm looking pretty good. St. John's, I got the money line on that. Oh, they're down by 1. They were up a minute ago. West Virginia, I got them at plus 5.5. They're actually winning. Providence, I got money line on. They're tied at the moment. Let's see what else I got here. I got Vermont money line. They're up by fucking 20. So we're looking pretty good. He's got his tea. Tom's good. I don't know what that means. But thanks.
Because we were worried about you laying a stinker. She said, you're good. You got your tea.
All right, Pat, you want to get us out of here? Sorry for the short show, guys. But maybe we'll have a better one for you on Sunday. Pat?
Ladies and gentlemen, number niners, ma'ams and sirs, I say good day.